Hello, my ghosts and ghouls of the Stat Squad of Animation Station. You guys want spooky lighting? You've got it. Yeah, wearing a different hat today. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station. Your voice is different anything at the animation, including a crime-solving canine and his group of meddling kids. And welcome to the first of the two final movies of the What's New Scooby-Doo era. I've trash-talked a lot of these movies, but trust me when I say, it went out on a high note. And I apologize if I sound checked out. I just tried to do a Fortnite NFL live stream, and it crashed on me like 4 times. So, sorry for sounding checked out. I was just extremely mad earlier. Because I'm so checked out, I'm not really going to go super in-depth on this one. I'm just going to tell you about a little bit of overall thoughts, then my written review, and then final verdict, and see you next time. And it's not because I hate this movie or anything like that, or hate doing this video. No, it's also because it is past midnight here. It's almost 1 in the morning. I need to get my sleep. I'm not a freaking vampire, so... With all that said, let's dive into the awesomeness that is Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. This movie's fantastic. I'm just going to say that right now. This movie's fantastic. This movie is awesome. This movie needs to be added to your Halloween tradition alongside movies like Zombie Island. Yes, it is that good. And I'm going to tell you why right now. I've had more than a few problems with the What's New era of the Scooby movies, which I've discussed in previous reviews. But I'll say this, for as much of a mixed bag the movies from this era are overall, even though it's mostly more negative, the show itself was great, and they went out on a surprisingly high note with 2 back-to-back excellent movies that are arguably among the best of the entire franchise. And this is the first of those 2. Yes, we finally get to talk about some great movies in the franchise again, so this will be a very positive review. And not only that, this one is practically made for this incredibly spooky season. So you can't get more fitting than that. With all that said, let's dive into the fantastic near masterpiece that is Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. When a disgraced magician steals the magic of a fairy and sets out on a quest to obtain a scepter that can warp all reality, it's up to Scooby and Shaggy to journey to the world of the monsters and stop him from succeeding in his evil conquests before he, well, takes over the world. Of course! You know, that dead meme. The biggest advantage of this movie right off the bat is that it goes back to what made the Mookie Animation quadrilogy work so well. Real monsters. There's no villain unmasking or any mystery of any kind of who said villain even is. Instead, it flips everything on its head by throwing the usual formula out the window and making much more of a straightforward horror fantasy comedy. Now, this won't work for everyone, obviously, as it's so drastically different from the rest of the franchise, but for me personally, it was the exact kind of switch-up that it needed to stay fresh and interesting. Then you add on the fantastic animation, great story, sharp writing, amazing voice acting from a very stacked cast, especially Tim Curry in his second appearance in a Scooby-Doo movie, who once again gives it 110%. I mean, it's Tim freaking Curry. What more do I need to say? Great characters, awesome designs, a lot of laughs. This movie's surprisingly really funny. Insane creativity, a great ending, lots of twists and turns, amazing spooky atmosphere, great pacing, fantastic runtime, and very high rewatchability, especially during this spooky time of year. However, this one has just one huge flaw, aside from the gang being shoehorned in just like Chill Out Scooby-Doo. The villain, Krudsky, is, well, crud. Ha 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 ha, yeah, I know, terrible at puns, sue me. He is a very generic character and by-the-numbers egocentric bad guy that we've seen a dozen times in other movies, not just from this franchise, but just in general. Even with that said, though, this is a fantastic movie overall, no doubt. Goblin King is silly, spooky fun that does an amazing job shaking up the franchise and being highly entertaining. Highly recommended, one of my yearly Halloween traditions alongside Zombie Island. And needs to be one of yours, too. Final verdict for this awesome movie is going to be a high and well-deserved 9 out of 10. One of the best movies of this franchise, has always been one of my favorites, and with every rewatch, it just keeps getting better. So, you know what? That's the review. It's a great movie. Absolutely check it out. It's darn near perfect. Just that little problem keeps it from being able to be, you know, a masterpiece. That first 10 out of 10 movie. But instead, it's still a high 9. It's still an amazing film. And if you haven't watched it yet for whatever reason, go watch it right now. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Well, that's it. See you guys tomorrow. See you for the big grand conclusion of the What's New Scooby-Doo era of the Scooby-Doo movies with Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword.